This is the New Eden update for Thursday, February 4th, 2016. I'm Wiggles, and here's a roundup of a few stories from around New Eden. We start today at thematani.com with a report of just a small ship kill, a 176 billion ISK fiend. Quote, on February 3rd at 2011 EVE time, an EVE Online, the second most expensive fiend loss ever occurred. The ship belonging to Big Micah of 04 Ops was destroyed in Black Rise system of Avion. The fiend was a heavy interdictor given out as a prize in the Alliance Tournament 13. This 176 billion AT cruiser was fit with 6 officer modules as well as a mixture of faction and DED modules. The first fiend, belonging to Judas II of Decayed Orbit, was destroyed with the Titan Hunter Group Wrecking Crew. His AT Hick was worth 155 billion ISK and was also fit with officer Dead Space and faction modules. Pilots from Separatist, 404 Hull Not Found, Honourable Third Party and the Ronin killed the fiend with a few Navy Vectors and a Covert Ops Blops fleet. Something interesting to note is that one of the ships on the fiend kill was also an Alliance Tournament cruiser. Casper 24 of Wilderness was flying his Maracha during the engagement. The Maracha was the grand prize for Alliance Tournament 11. Since the release of the Fiend, very few pilots in EVE have actually used it. According to Z Killboard, of the top 10 pilots to use the hack, Big Micah sits in 6th place with 20 kills in the ship. This includes single-handedly killing a fleet of Merlins. His active use of the coveted ship accounted for nearly 3% of all kills in which the Fiend was involved. With 2 Fiend downs since December 31st, there are now only 48 left. Who will be next? Next we go to Crossing Zebras for a video post about the Citadel mass test recently. Nothing to say much really about the video except holy hell, those Citadels are big. No, really big. Like, huge big. Check the video link in the show notes. For our last post of the day, we go to EVE News 24 for a post about EVE Online's Japanese player community. Quote, the EVE Online community is one of the most diverse in all of gaming. American, Russian, German, French and all others work actively with or against each other for various reasons. Coalitions form among people who can barely communicate, held together by a select few diplomats and players with unifying rage against a common enemy or an incredible amount of patience for a language barrier. Regardless of numbers in any other MMO, none can boast the level of communication between cultures that EVE can. Among the smaller communities in EVE is the magical unicorn that is the Japanese scene. Unlike the unicorn, however, some of us have actually seen them. Some even know them to be really active in the community today. On random kill mails, holding small constellation out in nullsec, or hiding in the same corp or alliance as we speak. We will examine the highlight of holdouts of the Japanese community who still finds a way to have fun in EVE and manage to pull them together in a thriving communities. Japanese players also exist across multiple alliances, scattered about various corps and sometimes operate independently. Those fluent in English often fit in well, while those unable to communicate find themselves isolated and as a result often leave EVE. This is along with the general distaste for Nexon, who has kept many Japanese players from comfortably entering EVE. The Japanese company is known to be hardworking and net savvy, but incredibly shy of putting themselves forward. If you have ever come across one of these wayward players, and maybe you even know a little Japanese, point them in the direction of some of the groups listed, or even invite them into it yourself. Elsewhere in EVE-related content, new blog posts are out from Rick Javix and Lobto Kong. New podcasts are out from Down the Pipe and CSM Watch with Analysis Show number 3. Plex prices in the Forge region are registering an average traded price of 1,212,000,000 ISK so far today, which is up from yesterday's closing average of 1,198,000,000. The top buy order in Jita right now is 1,215,000,000 and sell orders are starting at 1,234,000,000. Thank you to the people who have chosen to support this show on Patreon and have decided they got some value from it and have decided to give a little bit back. As always, you can go to patreon.com patreon.com/wiggles to find out about how to support this show. And if you can't support via Patreon, I understand that, and remind you that you can always support us by telling people about this show. And those people could just be your friends, your court mates, your alliance mates, your goldfish, the person that delivers your shopping from the online groceries. Yes, tell them too. As you may now have noted, I now broadcast the show live on Twitch and YouTube while I'm recording the show for the podcast, so please, if you do have any feedback about how it's going, please let me know either in the comments for the blog post for the show, or on Twitch, or on YouTube. Thank you. This has been the New Eden Update for Thursday, February 4th, 2016. You can leave comments in the show blog at newedenupdate.com, or you can send me a tweet at newedenupdate. I also encourage you to check out all the latest headlines, podcasts, and blog posts and other information that you can find on TotalEve.com. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Wiggles, and thank you for listening.